Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So let's talk about Real Housewives episode 9 and episode 10. So I'm going to do episode 9 and episode 10 in one review here, only because I found episode 9 to be kind of another filler for me. A lot of it focuses on Kenya. She's doing some sort of photo shoot, and you know, Kenya just reminds me of someone who I don't like very much. I'm gonna be honest with you. She reminds me of someone who I really, really despise. And so like of course I'm just like, she just has the qualities of this person that I don't like. And it is judgmental, not genuine, mean. She's a mean girl, you know? Like, and she just, I don't know, she's kind of drama. She plants little seeds of drama, but she walks away with her hands clean, and somebody else usually has to take fault. So yeah, I'm not that interested in her projects. And then the way she kind of like dismisses other women like Drew when they have projects and she's not supportive, or Marlo, it makes me not want to be supportive of her projects. So yeah. The thing with Drew and her sister was super duper. It felt very, very authentic to me. It felt very moving. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Because I feel like what they went through is probably what a lot of black people have gone through, and also black entertainers. Because her sister was like her mom in a way. She was like her manager for her acting career in a way. She was like a big sister. She was like a momager, big sister, all kind of wrapped up to one. And she's talking about how she really didn't have the time to focus on herself. I think she's unmarried. I don't think she has, I don't know if she has children, but you can definitely get the sense that she felt like some of her life was stunted. They also talk about an incident that I'm not really, really aware of. I don't know if there was abuse involved or something, but it seemed like they were being really low key about something, because the mom says like, oh, if I would have known about that, you know how I would have been. So I don't know exactly what that was about. I need to do more digging, but if you guys know, put it in the comments. Again, I love that Shereé is playing like OG and new G, kind of middle sister slash peacemaker, because you see the old crew from OG Housewives like Kim Zolciak and Deshawn. You see some of them get back together, and this is kind of funny because at this point I think Kim Zolciak and RHOA were going through all of the foreclosure on their house drama, which to me is like, don't be talking about people and their foreclosures on their house. It's just the culture around social media and stuff today is really, really toxic. Yeah. Portugal is not in Spain, Kenya. Pick up a map. And I was talking to my husband about this. Like, before I met my husband, who's Portuguese, by the way, like, I didn't really know exactly where Portugal was given, okay? A lot of Americans are not great with geography, especially if it's, like, not on our part of the globe or whatever. But I at least knew that Portugal and Spain, not the same country. So at least I got that going. Sanya's still kind of going through her family stuff. I like that Sanya put together this charity event. Like, that right there shows me that she is really making an effort to get closer to the other housewives while doing some good. So I'm always for that. I do think that there was like a little bit of drama at the end of it, right? I can't remember exactly what happened. Oh no, they didn't get crazy at this one. Yeah, they didn't get crazy at this one. So like I said, no. Okay, that's what it was. It wasn't drama at the end of the charity. It was at the end of the episode. They gave all this foreboding to the issues with Drew and her husband, and her cheating on him with a NBA lesbian basketball player or some craziness. That's what it was. Okay. How do I feel about that? Okay. So we're gonna talk about episode 10. What I've actually noticed is that they are really parsing out the drama with Drew. And in episode 10, they barely even talk about it. I don't even think they talk about it at all. I can't really remember. But I do know later on in episode 11, they confront it. And so, I don't know. You guys know that I think highly of Drew, but I definitely don't condone infidelity. What I will say here is that it seemed like there was some emotional abuse going on in her relationship, and her husband Ralph seemed to be committing infidelity. And it's not right by any means, but I do know that sometimes women, especially who have been the victims of abuse, start to adopt some of the same techniques of their abuser. And so, yeah, honestly, that could have screwed her up a little bit. But I do hope that in her moment of need, because we'll talk about it in episode 11, but in episode 11, there is this moment where Drew gets really, really emotional about something that the women think like is a little bizarre for her to be getting emotional about. And I think that was about her issues that she was having in her marriage. You guys know how I feel about this. People's marriage is their own business, but at the same time, they're on a reality show. And so a lot of the stuff they share with each other, and maybe they shouldn't. But I feel like she was in a toxic marriage. It doesn't excuse the behavior, but I think that this is the point of the thing that she's been crying about over and over again. You guys need to support me. You guys need to support me. I think that's exactly what the women need to do at this point, because maybe she's crying about something that's not really what she needs support about, but maybe she needs support with something else. And there is an age difference between her and the other women, so I definitely think they need to come in with some big sister vibes. But anyway, so episode 10, literally we see, it starts out with Kandi and Courtney and Sanya, Drew. Yes. Okay, so this is when Drew and Ralph are hosting a dinner. And everybody comes over, and this is where Shereé shades Drew, saying that she heard that she doesn't pay all of her employees, and that she had a lawsuit going on. And so she was like, is she going to pay them? Is she really going to pay them? Blah, blah, blah. And that right there, I told y'all I grew up in Atlanta. Atlanta is full of some haters. And it's like, they hate the way that the wind blows. I mean, it's just like it comes and goes. Sometimes it's not even like that big of a deal, but sometimes it ends up in like 3-hour screaming matches. So, Shereé, don't poke the bear. But at the same time, I really like how Shereé and Drew do seem to have this like kind of, I don't know, love-hate dynamic, I guess, a little bit. I don't know what it is, but I feel like Monyetta and Kenya, and sometimes Sanya, they just seem to really, 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 really be up Kandi's butt. And I get it. Kandi is definitely one of the more bigger players or whatever, but just like get out of her butt. I think Shereé was the one who said that. She was like, y'all need to get out of her, and she made that like movement, like get out of her butt. Courtney, dude, this goes back to Kenya being really at heart a mean girl. Courtney, who I really, really like, and she's a girl boss. She's a girl boss. She got money. She's got a successful business, but she's not around here talking about it 24/7 like Kandi is. She's humble, and she also seems like she's fun. Like she's fun to party with. She's humble. She's fun to party with. She's successful. She's funny. Like I like it. I dig it. Kenya is like, will you stop touching me? Like she's touching her like the way you just touch somebody's arm, like that's the way she's touching her. King is like, I'm gonna need you to stop touching me now. It's just like, why? Why are you acting like that? I mean, I know that she had a rough childhood, but that's no excuse to just be mean to someone. Now, episode 10 is when they also arrive in Portugal. Now, this is what I thought was really, really funny. As someone who's married to a Portuguese person, they keep talking about Portugal, but they never ever talk about like what part of Portugal they're going to. Maybe at some point they said it in passing, but it really wasn't emphasized. So I was like, okay, they must not be going to Lisbon, because if they were going to Lisbon, they'd just be saying, we're going to Lisbon, we're going to Lisbon, we're going to Lisbon. I found out they went to Algarve. I hope that's the way you pronounce it. It's in the like lowest part of Portugal, which is really, really close to Spain. And it's in the southern part of Portugal. So they're really, really like coastal and like kind of more Mediterranean and stuff. Whereas my husband, he's from the northern part of Portugal. And it was so funny listening to the accents of the people where they were, because it didn't even sound like the way my husband's side of the family sounds. It almost sounded more Spanish. So I thought that was really, really cool. I love seeing them being together and bonding and getting to experience these little pieces of culture that are outside of the norm. You know, they went to a winery, which Portugal is really famous for their wine. They're really famous for their Porto wine. And they went to do this pottery class. So I really liked seeing them bonding and stuff. Drew has this moment where she is really upset about what Shereé said. It's where they're at the table and Shereé basically, you know, when Shereé was talking about at the dinner party, like, oh, did she pay her employees? This is the moment that Drew confronts her about that, right? And of course it goes down like a spunk soup, you know, it doesn't go down very well. But I did really like the way that Shereé went to her. She saw that she was hurting. She went outside and she talked to her. I feel like Shereé 10 years ago, this right here just goes to show you that growth is a real thing. Because 10 years ago, Shereé would not have went outside to see her. And that's basically how the episode ends. I thought it was good. Like I said, I definitely thought that episode 9 was not as interesting. I feel like it was kind of a bit of a filler episode. But nonetheless, I still enjoyed it. I love seeing my girls. I really would love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. If you guys are new here, go ahead, hit the like and subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you know whenever I post a video. And I'll see you next time. Bye.